How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Haunted Cafe Slumber Party. This is part 3 of a 5-part series where we are going to be just hanging out and talking about some spooky rituals that you could possibly, maybe, if you want to, do on Halloween. Now, if you missed the previous episodes, we have done the concentrate game and we have also done the man in the fields game. So, if you're interested in hearing those, make sure you go back and listen to those episodes. They were pretty spooky, so just to warn you. Before we get into today's episode, which is One Man Hide and Seek, obviously we have to talk about the tea that we are drinking. So, we are drinking Celestial Seasons Fireside Vanilla Spice Herbal Tea. It sounds amazing. The ingredients are cinnamon, ginger, licorice root, cardamom, natural vanilla flavor with other natural flavors. So it's pretty much all around just like a very Halloween tea, if you ask me. Definitely try it out. You can find a link on our in our description box below and let me know what you think of the tea. It sounds really good. One Man Hide and Seek is exactly what you think it is. Instead of you gathering all your besties like we did for this slumber party, you only need yourself. Because if you are successful with this ritual, you will be inviting a spirit into your home. So it's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's a lot more extreme in my opinion than the last couple episodes that we talked about. At least the first episode. It's a lot more intense if you ask me. So, let's get into it. You were going to have to set up a few things before you actually get into the game, which is actually happens a lot for these. But so like, first, I'm gonna go over what you actually need. Hopefully, you have everything in your house already, but if not, I guess you're gonna have to go shopping. um, First, you need a stuffed animal or doll that has arms, legs, and a body. It could be anything from a teddy bear to a Chucky doll, which I know a few people have played with a Chucky doll, but no thanks. I don't want that. I definitely do not want Chucky coming at me, following me around, trying to find me while we're playing hide and seek. No thanks. um, then you will need a bag of uncooked rice, a pair of nail clippers or scissors, a needle and red thread, a knife or the scissors, and a bathroom with a tub. You need a cup of salt, water, a TV, and finally incense. So, yeah, a lot of stuff is needed. Hopefully, you have it all. So, now let's set up the game. First, take your doll and cut it open and pull out all of its stuffing. I'm pretty sure you have to clean as much of the stuffing out as you can, but if you miss some of it, I don't think it's like a huge deal. You just have to make room for the rice. Um, and pretty much at this point is when it becomes more of a ritual and less of a game. Pretty much because you have to take the uncooked rice, like I was saying, and fill the doll completely. After you've mutilated the body of your stuffed animal and it's filled with rice, you have to take a fingernail clipping, from your nail and stick it into the body. It can't be fake nails, like the plastic. But I guess you can use like a toenail or a fingernail. Like, you can use either one. But yeah. So then you take that nail and you put it in the doll. I guess this is so that the spirit knows who it's going for. Sorry if you hear like wind. It's actually really windy outside, even though my windows are closed, you can still kind of hear it. So if you hear like shoosh, noise, that was me imitating wind. But if you hear like that kind of noise, it's just the wind. Anyway, so like I was saying, I guess that this is so that the spirit knows who it's looking for. It's almost the same as like putting your blood in a ritual. It's to define who's actually part of it, I guess. Um, Maybe they just didn't want to do blood, they'd rather do a toenail or a fingernail for some reason. So, after your doll is restuffed with rice and nails, you can then take the thread and pull a long piece off of the spool, like a really, really long piece. And then take the needle and stitch the doll back up. You don't have to worry about it being perfect, just enough to close it back up, but don't cut the thread. After you have sewn the doll up, wrap the remaining thread around the doll, almost like you're tying it up, like tying its arms to its sides and stuff like that. Um, you're basically like trapping it so it can't move. After this, fill your bathtub with water. It doesn't say hot or cold, so I guess you can do whatever you prefer. And then go into the room that you plan on hiding in. It needs to have a TV in it, so I guess maybe a living room or maybe your bedroom if you have a TV in there. You can also move a TV into your hiding spot room. So if you have like a little portable TV that you can use, you can put that wherever you want to, as long as it's in the same room as you. So, before the ritual starts, you also need to purify the room that you're going to be hiding in. That's kind of what the incense is for. You can take the incense or sage, or maybe even Palo Santo, if you want, and just float that smoke all around the room. When I cleanse my home, with incense or whatever, I usually say good intentions as I wander around the room. So maybe for this ritual, or game, whatever you want to call it, you could like ask for a peaceful night, bring positivity into the room. This, I think, is kind of like a barrier between you and the evil spirit that's supposedly going to take over the doll. So you could probably walk around the room and say, like, um, I don't know, maybe please don't let the spirit find me, or let me be blessed and not be found, or, something, just positive energy to fill that room, I guess, to ward off the evil. Um, After all this is done, take your salt water and your sharp object and place it in your hiding spot. There's one last thing to do before starting the game. I know I keep saying that a lot. The very last thing that you need to do is to name your doll. So don't give it your own name, and don't give it the name of anyone you know. All of that is considered like very bad. Name it like Jimmy Joe or, something crazy if you want to. Just do not name it your own name, and do not name it someone you know. So now it's time to do the ritual itself. You must start the game at 3 a.m., of course, like witching hour. Go into the bathroom and look at the doll and repeat this phrase 3 times. Your name, well, you say like your name, so I guess I would say Amber is the first it. Amber is the first it. Amber is the first it. So like that, that's what you would say. I don't want to do this. Like, I really don't want to insert my name a bunch because I don't want to, like, bring the stuffed animals that I have in my bedroom to life. Even though I didn't set up the ritual. I don't know, I'm still paranoid. But anyway, so after you say that 3 times, you dunk the doll in the bathtub full of water and leave it there, making sure it's fully submerged. Um, I'm not. I feel like water has some kind of relationship with like spirits, isn't there? Unless I'm thinking of like a movie where like spirits travel through water or something like that. Like, I had this thought, like, I know that there's holy water and stuff like that, but that's completely different than what's going on here. But if you know something like with water to do with spirits, let me know, because I'm curious. But anyway, after you dunk your doll in water and making sure that it's like fully submerged. Turn off all the lights in your house and go to your hiding spot. Turn on the TV and then turn on the TV to static and then close your eyes and count to 10. After you count to 10, grab your sharp object and go into the bathroom where your doll should still be. Take it out of the bathtub and repeat this phrase for 3 times. I have found you, Jimmy Joe. I have found you, Jimmy Joe. I have found you, Jimmy Joe. All the while cutting the red thread bonds off of the doll. Don't cut the doll threads itself, like how you sewed it up. Just whatever's like tying its arms and stuff together. Then say, "You are the next it, Jimmy Joe." After you say that, I think 3 times, eat the doll back into the bathtub, probably gently because you don't want to piss off the spirit, and then race back to your hiding spot, leaving the knife with the doll, or the scissors, whatever you have. Either way, leave the sharp object with the doll, which, no thank you. But now you sit for however long you want to play this god-awful game, although the rules say don't play this game for more than 2 hours. During the time that you're playing the game, you might hear noises around your house. Maybe what sounds like dripping water or shuffling movement. Whatever you hear, don't leave your hiding spot because that is the doll looking for you. And it also has a knife, or scissors. Either way, don't do it. um, Also, that TV that you have in the room with you might start acting weird. The static might get louder or go silent. The TV screen itself might start making shapes or skipping channels. And, worst of all, you might hear voices coming from it. And this is a sign that the spirit is in the room with you, looking for you. Whatever happens, don't leave your spot. Once the game is started, it must be finished. You have to see it through to the end if you don't want the spirit to remain in the body of the doll, always searching for you. So, yeah. There are rules of the game to where, like, you can't turn on lights, you can't just stop the game, you can't leave your house or anything like that. You have to finish. So, and if you don't finish the game properly, it's said that the spirit will always be in the body of this doll, which is freaky. So definitely make sure that you finish the game. So, just to make sure that you do finish the game, I'm going to go over how to end it, obviously. So once you are ready to leave your hiding spot, you have to take a little bit of the salt water into your mouth and hold it there. Don't swallow it or anything, just kind of like hold it there. Maybe swoosh it around for a salt cleansing or whatever. I don't know. Then, with the salt water in your mouth and the rest of the water in a cup in your hand, go look for the doll. The key point here, obviously, is that the doll may not be where you left it. It may not be in the bathtub. It could be anywhere in your fucking house, which is terrifying because what if it's not in the bathroom? Like, what if it's not in the bathtub? What if it's, like, right outside the bedroom door? Or what if it's, like anywhere else in your house? That's so freaky. Like, no thank you. As soon as you find the doll, pour the salt water from the cup onto the doll and also spit the salt water, like, from your mouth on it too. Repeat the following phrase 3 times. I win, I win, I win. And that's it. That's the game. Once the doll is dry, you have to get rid of it by burning it or burying it. While it doesn't sound too scary on like paper, you should understand that you are allowing this spirit to enter your home and enter a doll, which is like a physical being. Their whole goal is to find you with a knife. So, like, what happens when they do find you? Death? Does the spirit take over your body? No one knows for sure. Probably because anybody that does play this game and loses, their soul might be like not able to, either they're dead or like the demon took over their body or something like that. Like, it's creepy. um, so what's really cool about this game is that it originated in Japan in the early 2000s on the Japanese horror bulletin boards, kind of like the Reddit of Japan. After it was posted, this ritual spread like wildfire, and people were trying this left and right. Back then, it was called Hitori Kakurinbo. Sorry if I can't pronounce that right. It was said that the urban legend was actually started by a university club, like a college class, and it was a way for them to study how urban legends are spread, which, is really interesting. It seems that a lot of the terrifying rituals we end up talking about come from Japan somehow, which to me proves that Japan is the scariest place in the world, at least in my opinion. But anyway, so that's it for this ritual. One man hide and seek. Let me know if you would try this ritual. This one seems to be more high stakes. Like it seems more there seems to be more of a possibility that you could get injured. Obviously, because even if like no spirits like come into your house or anything like that, you're still playing with knives or like with scissors and stuff like that. And it just seems more intense, obviously. So play this with caution. If you're someone that gets really scared really easily and like freaks out when you get scared really easily, maybe don't play this game because, you never know what could happen. Is it possible that a spirit does take over like a stuffed animal's body? Yes. I guess it is kind of possible. The only thing that I keep thinking is like, what if it's like too heavy? Like, what if the stuffed animal is too heavy? And like, plus, one, you're filling it with rice, and then the second thing is that then you're drowning that rice in water to where it gets all like puffy. Like rice obviously absorbs water. So like you're almost making it impossible for this doll to move. At least that's how I see it. But yeah. So let me know in the comments below if you or anyone you know has ever played this and what happened, because honestly I'd be really curious to hear your story. So thank you guys for listening to part 3 of the slumber party. Make sure you check back tomorrow for part 4. And yeah, we will see you in the next episode. Catch you later.